Let's just remind everyone that Trump has been extorting the Ukraine. Trump is guilty of extortion, as far as I'm concerned. Political extortion. So, in political context, extortion refers to situations where one party exploits another's vulnerability for gain. This is exactly what Trump's been trying to do with this mineral deal. The Ukraine is an ally. They're under war duress right now. And a weasel like Trump will think that, wow, this is a great opportunity to weasel in there and try and squeeze this nation that's suffering, this ally that is suffering, squeeze them for a $500 billion mineral deal with threats of pulling out our necessary support if they don't sign. This is extortion, and it's probably the worst geopolitical stain, maybe even in American history. And and a lot of people don't seem to see this yet, but it is a money-grubbing, disgusting act that's happened here, this extortion, and nobody should be okay with it. So I wanted to go there first before we get into reacting to this video today. Oh, and by the way, a lot of people think that, like, oh, Trump's just trying to get some payback for all of the, all the support that the United States has been giving to the Ukraine since Russia invaded. All of that support was granted to the Ukraine. It's a grant. It's not a loan. It's not something you can come back later if you're an ethical person. If you're not an ethical person, then you can do anything. You could bully, you could coerce, you can extort. You just won't care. But if you are an ethical person, you're going to realize that there was no agreement that all these supplies were coming in expecting to be paid back. And that's been Zelensky's position, because Zelensky's position is based on what's actually the case. And Trump is trying to change that after the deal is done and the resources are being used. So yeah, let's react to this video. Let's get it going. Let's see what happened here.
Do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all,
let's go through that again.
Do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office?
How dare J.D. Vance and Donald Trump sit there and utter the word respect? How can anyone not see this as hypocrisy? This is the most unrespectful, disrespectful cabinetcy, president, administration that's ever sat maybe at any helm of any country. The most disrespectful by far. So, yeah, I mean, J.D. Vance just farming for respect. That's like the big currency for this administration and Donald Trump. Respect. You need to show me respect. You need to show me public respect. And then, against people with better credentials, I'm going to point you into positions of power if you show me enough public respect.
Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
a lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless you.
Administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
Yeah, I think Zelensky's making a point that, you're not feeling the pressures of these wars now, or what the outcome might be of this war, and but rest assured, you're gonna feel it in the future. And this is it is true that I think Zelensky's falling into this kind of petty rhetoric that he doesn't need to fall into. He doesn't know what kind of pressures the United States of America are going to feel from this. The separation of the ocean is that aspect of it doesn't really mean anything on a trade scale. But I know what he's getting at in that these escalations and where things are, what's been going on in the Ukraine, you're definitely going to feel it more and be more war wary if you're in, say, France. There isn't that oceanic separation there. So yeah. This is
God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very.
This is Donald Trump. Someone making a point about what they perceive the future going to be, but it's really here about Trump. He's like a child that doesn't like to be told what to do. You're not going to tell me what to feel. This is what politics has become, folks.
Good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position.
Ooh, okay, here we go. Here's where Trump starts working for Putin. Everybody ready?
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position.
You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position. So just let me remind you, that this is Trump talking to an ally who's been invaded by a country that we've been in a Cold War with basically forever. And he's saying that Zelensky is responsible. This is what he's saying. This is how propaganda gets into the minds of people who are culp captured. They see this kind of rhetoric. They see these statements as yeah, you did do this. You did allow this to happen. And then all of a sudden it becomes common knowledge amongst the circle jerk that Zelensky is the problem and the Ukraine is the problem. They're the ones that allowed this to happen.
You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position.
You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position. Disgusting.
Happens to be right about
from the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now.
Donald Trump is that's the depths of his intellect. He's just full of platitudes and attacks. So you don't hold the cards. You're in a very bad position. This isn't good for you. You're not looking very good right now.
With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. Zelensky is mounting a defense against an invading Russia right now. And Donald Trump has the gall to say that he is gambling with the lives of millions of people. This is exactly what Putin wants Trump to do. Trump works for Putin now. Those of you in the United States who voted Trump in, Are you going to start apologizing now, or are you going to dig your heels in and become another finger for Putin? You might as well be honest about it at this point. Like, let's get honest about this. You like Russia. You want what Russia has. Just be honest about it. Don't hide behind this idea that this is at all what the United States stands for or has stood for. No one's going to believe that. No one will believe you on that anymore. Just come out and say it. You love what Putin has done for Russia. You want that in the United States of America. That's what you want. Look, and already this guy, Trump, no apologies, quit crying. Fuck Ukraine, fuck Russia. No, you can't say fuck Russia anymore. You work for Russia now. You're Russia's bitch. Trump's your daddy. And Putin is Trump's daddy. So Putin's your granddaddy. So start calling him granddaddy. Don't start saying Russia or Putin. Lucas Dunn says, I love Putin. There you go. There you go. Come out and say it. Say you love Putin. Say you love Russia and what Putin has done for Russia. Just say it. Don't hide behind the United States flag anymore. Don't do that. Just say it. You've been indoctrinated to believe that Zelensky is responsible at all for what's going on in the Ukraine and Russia right now in this war. You've been indoctrinated. And you've been indoctrinated so deeply that you elected a guy who everyone was warning you about, who's just going to be a finger for Putin. And that's exactly what's happening right now. That's exactly what's happening right now. So you elected Putin's bitch into the highest position of power in the United States of America. Let's keep watching.
Gambling with World War III. You're gambling
with World War III.
You're gambling.
Here we go.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
You're gambling with World War III, huh? And what side of World War III would Donald Trump be on? Where would his sympathies lie? And how does that make any fucking sense? Gambling with World War III. Trump is just a never-ending source of fear-mongering, anti-science, misinformation, disinformation, criminality, sexual abuse. Like, he's got the full package. Come on, there's got to be something to like about him. Look at how he's treating. Imagine if you were a Ukrainian citizen. Let's say you've lost a few kids in this war. They've died on the front lines defending their country. And you have this inept individual pointing the finger at your leader, saying that he's the one who's gambling with World War III. And that he's the one to, what were his exact words? You've let this gone on too long. Like you're pointing the finger at Zelensky like he's responsible.
And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's back to you, far more than with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's back to you, far.
What you're doing is disrespectful. Zelensky is trying to hold Trump accountable as an ally. But Trump doesn't like being held accountable for anything. He won't be held accountable. You're not going to tell me how to think or what to do or how to feel. I'm just going to do my thing. Like, so So yeah, like I see some of you finally saying it in the comment section. Yeah, I don't have a problem with Russia. Yeah, there you go. You fell for it. There you go. What's wrong with Putin? A fascist dictator who murders political opponents and dissenting voices. Is that enough? Or is that what you want? Just admit that that's what you want if that's what you want. Just don't beat around the bush. Yeah, I mean, a lot of... make sure you guys are subscribed. I do a lot of... I'm going to be doing a lot of streams trying to follow Trump around and point out the obvious mistakes he makes and the obvious immorality and brutal way of operating.
More than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania.
Wow, what a deep intellect JD Vance has after listening to all of that. Have you said thank you once? Is this a preschool argument over who shared whose cake during whose party? Like what is this?
Meeting, have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United
Oh, now it's about who you campaigned for. You dirty, dirty little fucking rat. You dirty little rat. What a disgusting thing to say to a leader of an allied nation who's at war because Russia has invaded them. Now JD Vance just showed where his morality lies. Right there. Let's watch it again.
October. Offer some words of appreciation for the Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America.
Christ. And Trump sitting there like a wounded cat. Yeah, that is true. He did do that. This is such a stain on American history. It's unbelievable. And some of you just don't even realize like how deep of a stain this is. Like this is so disgusting. Oh my God.
And the president who's trying to save your country.
He's not trying to save his country. He's like a mob boss. He's like, yeah, we'll continue supplying you with war supplies if you sign this deal that guarantees us $500 billion in minerals. He's trying to save your country through extortion, Mr. Zelensky. That's what he should have said.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country's
Can
in big trouble.
Can I...
Finally, Trump jumps at something that he might be able to be right about and truthful about. No. I know at least this much. He's not speaking loudly. That wasn't loud.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can I-
trouble.
can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
Yeah. He's. Why would you give more airtime to your ally that's at war to say his piece? It's more important for Donald Trump to say your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
Like this is the oh, okay, now we're going to get into you're not winning this. Yeah. Putin's dog right here, folks. Putin's bitch.
Is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. Just give up. That's the kind of fucking rhetoric that's coming out of Donald Trump right now.
you have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our...
Also, like, Donald Trump does realize that there are other nations who can step in with their riches to support Ukraine, and I think many others would if the United States canceled all support.
Our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military...
That's not what Zelensky meant, you fucking idiot. He didn't mean that they haven't been getting support, and that's what Donald Trump jumped on. He knows he's been getting support. You're talking about like boots on the ground, man. That just went over Donald Trump's waft, though.
Equipment, and you men are brave, but they had to use our military.
What about
if you didn't have our military equipment, if you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days,
in 2 weeks. Where does Donald Trump come up with these numbers? This is a big moment. Like this Zelensky blow up interview, whatever the fuck you want to call this. This is like the deepest shit stain on the United States of America. The deepest shit stain. Hey, handsome type. It's not your money that is to be given back. It was granted to your ally. How do you not understand that? It's a good thing you're not in charge.
If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days. I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad Zelensky went there. Oh, I heard it from Putin. Yeah. It would have been over in 3 days. Bull fucking shit. You don't think Zelensky would have reached out to other nations for the necessary support? This is more of like the Americana, like, you know, we're all you got, you know. There's a whole fucking globe world out there full of people who have great military assets that can also support the Ukraine. But it's quite obvious that Zelensky just doesn't want to say, you know, fuck off because of this big fat orange idiot. He realizes that he can deal with this child and still continue to receive some support. So I love that he just said that. Oh yeah, I heard it from Putin. 3 days, 2 weeks. Like, that's so good. Just point it right out. This is fucking Vladimir Putin's lapdog.
If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days. I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
maybe
new.
Less.
In 2 weeks. Of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again,
I tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of times.
Wow, here comes JD Vance with another deeply intellectual insight as to this debate and discussion that's happening right now. If you just said thank you, there you go, United States of America. You have produced the biggest, fattest turd in the White House that the world has ever seen. Do you feel proud about it? Hello. Make sure you guys drop a like if you like streams like this. I'm going to be going through your comments, and then I'll be taking a few calls. If you want to call in, feel free to call in and chat with me through our Discord server. I wonder. Like, I'm so glad that the Trump cult isn't calling this video a deep fake or something like that. At least they're accepting that it's real, and just it'll be sooner rather than later that Trump supporters, the hardcore Trumpers, the Trump cult is going to come out and say, you know what? Fine, I'm ready to be honest. I love Putin and I love Mother Russia. That's what the United States should be. Some of you are already saying it. Like I have no problem with Russia. Some of you are already saying it. I'm just saying, like, a lot of you are just on the cusp of saying it. You're just too ashamed to let it come out of your mouth. But just try saying it and see how it feels.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good.
In other words, I don't think it's a good. I don't like that you have made us look like fools in front of our own people here.
We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look.
Why do you think the ceasefire agreements haven't worked yet, Donald? You thought you could just come in and I'll have this war over in no time. It'll take me days. Why do you think this hasn't worked? Because the Ukrainian people are not going to give up to this expansionist dictator. Land that is rightfully theirs, and the people want to fight for it.
If you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course we want.
Yeah, that's exactly what Putin would argue, right? You want your people to stop dying? You want the bullets to stop flying? Let's get a deal done right now. We want this, that, and the other, and we'll give you all this, and we won't come back. We won't come back, but we're taking this stuff, whether you like it or not. At least the bullets will stop flying. That's exactly what's happening right now. This is what the Russian chief negotiator argues for.
Want to stop
the fuck
war,
is this?
You're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
With guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people.
Trump just wants a ceasefire so he can say, look what I did. I caused a ceasefire. I don't think he gives a fuck about what Ukraine is being asked to give up.
About ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me.
For you what,
that wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
President. It was your president.
Who is not a smart person. God. I hope that this exchange, because it's blowing up so much, people like can't avoid looking at it. I hope this exchange pulls the curtain down a little bit, lifts the veil a little bit on Trump. Like, it's hard to believe that it will, because the people who like are desperately devoted to Trump, they've seen so much shit. This is very bad. I mean, this is obviously Trump working for Putin. This is just obvious, and that's it. Like, this is not a situation where he's like working for the United States of America here. Yeah, that should be quite clear. Well, then who's he working for? What's he doing? What's he trying to accomplish? He's trying to accomplish Russia's directive, Russia's interests. That's what he's doing. Why is he doing it? Well, maybe what Russia does isn't so bad after all. I mean, look at how long Putin's able to rule there. He's able to rule. No one bothers him. Well, if they bother him, they better be careful, because we don't like that. This is so disgusting. Mind-boggling.
Excuse me, that was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins.
Yeah, I better repeat that in case no one heard me say it 3 times before. He's giving his simple-minded audience something that they can repeat. That's very, very easy. Like it's Sesame Street. Let's listen to all that again. This is Sesame Street.
I gave you javelins.
I gave you javelins.
That was with
Obama gave you sheets. I gave you javelins. And Obama, you know, it is what they say. I gave you javelins. Obama gave you sheets. Sesame Street.
Of course, we want to stop the war, but
because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me.
For you
that wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden who was not a smart person. That was with
who is not a smart person. Then he's going to go into Sesame Street right here. It's unbelievable.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins.
In fact, the statement is, children, Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. This guy is the president of the United States of America. The United States of America.
You got to be more thankful.
And then he just goes back. He's like, what were we talking about again? You got to be more thankful. This Biden wasn't a smart person.
Let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
Back to the cards. Oh, my God. Wow. Well, let's see what you guys think. I'm going to go through some comments here. That is some silly, silly bullshit. Wow. Did that just happen? Did I just watch that?